Hear me? Hope so. I do have the chat open. All right, so for today, we're going to be using both the PKnot, which I have right here. We'll also be using a foam roller towards the end. It's going to be mostly PKnot today. If you don't have that, you can use a tennis ball or the cross ball instead. So I'm going to start my timer here. The first thing I want to do is target the triceps. So the way I want to do that, right on the table, resting that bent arm on the PKnot. I'm just going to slide back and forth. If you don't have a table, feel free to use a stool, chair, anything with a hard surface. It's much easier to have it on an elevated surface like this. As usual, we're going to be doing these exercises for about 45 seconds each. Taking your time. If you do feel like you have a knot anywhere, feel free to hold for about 5 to 10 seconds and then start moving back and forth again. Try angles with the tricep. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Moving on to the other side. Putting the end of right behind the elbow, right on the PKnot, and we'll just do our back and forth motions in 3, 2, 1, begin. Moving forward and back. Again, taking your time with this, holding the PKnot in place as you put pressure on a knot if you find one, and just try different angles, moving your arm forward and back. Wherever you feel like you're the most sensitive, that's where I want you to work on rolling the most. Got about 20 seconds left here. I am trying to go up to just below the shoulder when I do my rolling forward and back. I may not do entirely or all the way forward and back, and that's fine, especially if I find a sweet spot. All right, moving on from the tricep to the bicep. I'm going to have my arm out like so. My thumb will be facing down right at the edge, and I'm going to move side to side. So we can do that now. I'm limited on space in this particular position, so I'm only going to be doing the bottom half of my bicep, which is usually where I feel it the most myself. I'll move to the upper half in about 10 seconds. Again, feel free to turn your hand at different angles so you can get different parts of the bicep. All right, I'm going to try and move the upper half now. Again, taking your time, we have another 10 seconds. Find the place that's the most sensitive for you at home and focus on putting as much pressure on that spot as you can. Excellent. All right, moving on to the other side. Again, thumb facing down, making it much easier for you to target the muscles in the bicep. Ready? Let's go. Side to side. Again, I'm just focusing on the bottom half of the bicep because I do feel like I'm a little bit limited on how much room I have, even with a table or stepper this long. I want to avoid dropping PKnot to the floor, so I'm only going to do small areas for the first half. All right, with about 15 seconds left, I'll work on the upper half here. Find the pace that works for you as well. If you want to go a little bit slower than me, you can. Got about 5 seconds left before we move on to the shoulders. All right, excellent. All right, so working on the shoulder, we want the PKnot right on the shoulder joint. I'm going to have this arm right behind my back so I can open up that area. PKnot will be on the shoulder like so. I'm going to place the PKnot right on my stepper and apply pressure, doing small circular motions, or you can hold, whoop, light went out, There we go. I am moving, I promise. Small circular motions. I'm doing clockwise for the first half. And now I'm going to do counterclockwise for the second half of the 45 seconds. I'm going to try and move my hand so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Small circular motions, applying as much pressure as I can on that joint. Taking deep breaths. All right, moving on to the other side. All right, hope we have enough time so that the lights don't go out again. All right, getting that knot right on to the shoulder joint. One hand behind the back. I'm gonna try and move my hand again. Small circular motions. Very, very small. If you do want to hold on to your PKnot for a little stability, you can. I'm going to do my best to keep my hand away. So again, small motions, doing clockwise for the first half and counterclockwise for the second half now. We've got about 10 seconds left. Again, if you find a knot and you want to hold it in place, you can do that at any time. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. This time we're going to sit on my stepper or table, chair, whatever you have at home. We're going to work on the foot now. So just on the arch of the foot, we can roll forward and back. Now this is a great piece of equipment for your foot because you can do all different kinds of angles with the PKnot for your foot. For example, I want to target the outside of my foot, so I'm just going to turn it to the side. Let the outside of my foot sit right on the neck of the PKnot as I roll it forward and back. I have my hand on my ankle so I can apply a little bit more pressure because I know I'm very, very stiff. You can also do the same on the outside or inside of the foot. Just like that. 3, 2, and 1. Moving on to the other foot. I am doing this seated. Another way you can apply more pressure on the foot is just by standing up, but I want to make sure I'm seen, so I'm going to stay seated myself. And let's roll forward and back. Finding those sweet spots, the most sensitive parts of the foot. Just rolling forward and back. Again, if you really do feel a big knot, just hold that in place, applying as much pressure as you can on that knot for about 5 to 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to do the outside of my foot. I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure this way rather than standing. Just putting a little more pressure on that ankle. Remember to breathe. For the last 8 seconds, I want to do the inside of my foot. Again, I got my hand on the ankle. All right, very good. Moving the PKnot to the side, we're done with that. Moving the stepper to the side. The last 2 things I want to do is with the foam roller. Sitting on the foam roller, what I want to do is take one foot, we're going to right on the knee, and we're going to move back and forth on the foam roller. So with this, I'm targeting the glutes, the gluteus medius, so on the very side. Using my hands behind me to help guide. Same with my leg right here, just to move forward and back. You can tilt a little bit to the side if you'd like to try different angles for that muscle we're targeting. Nearly done, then we'll move to the other side. Excellent. One foot down, switching legs, tilting to the other side. So I got my left leg up here. So I'm going to target my left glute. 3, 2, 1. Moving forward and back. Again, with pacing, if you want to go a little bit slower than me, you can. And as I've said several times already, if you feel a knot, just hold it in place. I feel a knot right now, so I'm gonna hold for a little bit. Applying as much pressure as I can tolerate by leaning. I'm gonna move forward and back to release that pressure. Let that knot breathe a little bit. We got about 15 seconds left, and then we're gonna work on the IT bands on the very outside of our upper leg. Yeah, I really feel that. 5 seconds left. I'm gonna hold this one more time. All right, moving on. I got my wallet in my pocket. That's not gonna feel as good. All right, foam roller and my keys. Foam roller on the side, focusing on the very outside of this straight leg here. I got one hand, I'm on my elbow. As for this other leg here, it's gonna help me stay in place and help me move side to side. I don't want to roll right onto that bump on the side of my hip. I'm gonna roll until I'm right under that bone. And then we're gonna move down as much as I can to, you can go as low as right by the knee. Yeah, the lower half is very, very sensitive to this. So that's where I want to target the most. Deep breathing, and let's move to the other side. So like me, if you find that you are more sensitive in one spot in particular, that is a sign for you to work a little bit longer on that area at home. All right, moving on. I'm gonna bring this foot in front. I got both hands on the floor. I'm on one elbow and this other hand here for support so I don't lose balance. You can put that hand on your hip if you'd like to, but for right now, I'm going to keep this hand here on the floor. This is our very last exercise together, so let's give it our best. I'm going to work on the bottom half now. I'm going to keep going down until I'm right by the knee, and then go back up about halfway on the leg. I'm going to give it one more. And done. Excellent. All right. So that is everything for today's session. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you'd like us to do more work with the PKnot or foam roller, rolling pin, anything like that, you can always let us know in a private chat if you'd like, and we'll plan accordingly. Thursday, we'll be working with Dylan. I see that. Thank you. Those emojis or emoticons mean a lot for a millennial like myself, so thank you very much. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat. I'll be on a little bit longer to answer any questions you might have. Otherwise, have a great rest of your morning, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.